What?
Well, I think it was necessary, not only because they deserve it, but to put to rest any question or any doubt. It's our hope, our desire that these guys are with us for the next 20 years. I mean, we went into the offseason telling them that although we didn't exercise the options of that particular agreement, we were going to work on a new one. And Ken and I knew that it was important to get it done before spring training. There was also a thought that maybe we would go into the year, we were in the business of performing. They weren't worried in any way. They weren't going about their business in any other way. And we said, you know what, we know we have confidence in you, you have confidence in yourselves. We'll get through the season and start over with a new agreement. But the more we thought about it, it just made sense to go ahead and do that now. They are not on the hot seat. There shouldn't be second guessing. There shouldn't be people wondering if they're going to be here. And it's not fair to their staff members. Although KT and Gibby were fine with it and said, let us show, we can win again, and we will. They've got so many scouts that are here because of them. They have so many player development personnel that are here because of them. The players want to know that their manager is going to be there. The coaches that are new here want to know the manager is going to be here. So we think from a stability standpoint, continuity, it was important to get these guys locked in, and I'm glad they're here, and hopefully they're D-backs for life.
Jeff, after I asked a question to Kevin here, you can take it back. KT not only changes player personnel, but some coaching changes for this 2014 club.
Very excited about some of the change. With change, it's always difficult. There's some good people that did leave our organization a year ago, but some of the new additions we're very excited about. Specifically, Dave Duncan. Arguably, I think probably the greatest pitching coach there's ever been in the game. And we just finished up our organizational meetings last Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Dave spoke to all of our coaches, our entire scouting staff about preparation, how you prepare for a ball game. So to have him is a very valuable resource for not only our big league staff, but also our minor league staff as well. Turner Ward, he's been a star in our system for quite some time. Has been elevated from the assistant hitting coach to the head hitting coach job, as well as Mike Harkey, who's been a Yankee for the last 7 years. Right by the side.
Are you Jennifer?
Marty will take over the pitching.
I've seen your work on Facebook. Good pics.
Original Diamondback.
Hi, let me get a hi.
Good to see him out there.
That's Jennifer. She's the one taking all the pictures on Facebook.
Did an incredible job. To have Cheryl's out there at third base is going to be great.
Actually, before we are going to turn out to the crowd for questions here tonight. One of the things that you worked very hard on over your time here with the D-backs is the construction of your bullpen. You went out and picked up Addison Reed. There's a number of, there's an area of depth as well. I mean, when you start talking about not just who's going to be the closer, or who's going to be your 8th inning guy, who's going to come out of the bullpen in the 7th inning, you've got an awful lot of options and tremendous depth there as well.
I think the addition of Addison Reed really helped out. 40 saves last year with the White Sox. A young man that we think is only going to get better with time. J.J. Putz has had incredible success, too, at the back end of the game. David Hernandez, we saw the real David Hernandez, I think, the last month of the season after he went back down to Reno. Kind of got his command back, the power curveball. Brad Ziegler, you can't say enough about him. Every time he comes out, it seems like it's a ground ball double play, and he gets you half an inning. So we'll get him back in that 7th and 8th inning where we feel he belongs. And Josh Coleman are probably one of my personal favorites. He's our lucky charm, and we always end up saving him for those extra inning ball games, but when he comes in the game, usually there's positive results.
Let me just add, go ahead. I'm sorry, Derek.
I was going to say, KT just mentioned Josh Coleman. We just had our organizational meetings, and Jeff, we actually had a panel with our homegrown players. We had 5 of them. We had Goldie, we had AJ, we had Josh, we had Chris Owings, and we had Miggy. And we talked that whole day about our identity, who we are, our philosophy, who we are as an organization. And after those 5 gentlemen spoke to all of our scouts, all of our minor league coaches, all of our trainers, our general managers from our affiliates in the minor leagues, we all were so proud, as you all are, but they love being Diamondbacks. They don't want to be with any other organization. They love our fans. They like our direction. They believe in this team. And after they finished, we all said, that's who we are. That's our identity. That's our philosophy. Find young men like that we take pride in them putting on that uniform each and every day.
I was just going to ask, absolutely. One last thing before we turn it out to our fans for questions. I want to give you a chance, KT, to explain to the fans the 2 games in Australia, how you construct the roster, not so much in terms of the individuals, but what the rules are for players you can use and how many players you can take and what those players do if they're not active, etc.
Right, well, we're going to be playing the middle of March in Sydney, Australia at the Sydney Cricket Grounds against the Dodgers. No better team to start off than with the Dodgers. So, yeah, well, I'm hoping we're going to come back to Salt River 2-0 after beating them pretty good over there. But it's a little bit different. We're going to be we have to get our roster down to 28, which is a little bit sooner than we usually do in a normal year. Of those 28, we will have to designate 25 players for those 2 games against the Dodgers. The other 3 will probably play in the exhibition game against Team Australia. If there's an injury, any one of those 3 could come if we had to DL somebody. But as you well know, being in Sydney, it's a 17-hour flight. We decided we wanted to option somebody. It was going to be probably pretty hard to get somebody from Mobile, Alabama, or Reno to Sydney in a day's time. So there'll be 28 guys on our roster traveling over there, probably an additional 7 that will be non-roster players from our minor leagues that we'll use on Friday night when we play Team Australia.
All right, so before we turn it over to the audience, my Senior Vice President of Communications is making me start a new account today for Instagram. My daughter's been begging me for years, so I'm going to do it. My first picture is going to be all of you if I could get some excitement. That'll go out today. Follow D Hall D-backs, he said. Kim.
Let me add one quick note on, we talked about the organizational meetings and some of the new coaches that spoke and the players spoke. For me, being in that room was really a very impressive event, and I guess the way I'll put it in perspective, if you guys look around, those of you who are seated here in the audience, and you look around and see how many people are in the audience, literally in our organization, our baseball organization, there were about that many people in the room, and they were literally from all corners of the world, from Japan and from Australia and from South America and from the Dominican and Venezuela, as well as all over the country. And to see the depth and strength that Kevin has put together, really is remarkable, and it makes you proud to be a D-back when you hear the quality of presentations that were put on by the coaches, by Kevin and his staff, and our training staff, our sports medicine group put on a presentation that was just really second to none. The quality of work that they do with these players through getting them ready to play, keeping them on the field, all the nutritional effort that they put forth. It's a very, very sophisticated effort to put a baseball team together and keep it going, and scout new talent and develop new talent. And to the credit of Kevin and a lot of other folks that work for him, we do it very well here, and it culminates really in the end in how many guys we can put out on the field that we grew. He talked about homegrown talent. And when we open the season, it's likely that 5 of our 8 position players will have all started through being drafted and developed in our organization and have come through that process and beyond the major leagues. And the other 3 will have come through having been basically traded for by us using guys that we developed to trade to other teams who coveted them in order to bring other major leaguers to us. So on my behalf, I mean, it's something for all of you that you should be very proud of. We have a real strong organization led by KT, and that organizational meeting really showed it.
We're going to open it up to you, the fans here, for questions. Mike is already out there. Vanessa's going to go out too. If you have a question, raise your hand. So Vanessa's on this side, Mike is over here, and Mike is already with someone who has a question.